Welcome back, America. It's Hugh Hewitt. Government going to shut down tonight at midnight because Democrats are irresponsible. We can change that in November of next year by adding 7 more senators in the United States Senate and by getting the House firmly under control of Republicans, including turning a blue seat red in Minnesota with this man, Tom Weiler, who is running for Senate up there. Commander, welcome back. Good to see you. How goes the campaign in Minnesota?
It's going well, Hugh. This is a state, like you mentioned, it's winnable for Republicans this year, or this cycle, I should say. And I'm running sort of 3 campaigns in parallel right now. One against the Democratic or presumptive Democratic nominees, Angie Craig or Peggy Flanagan. 2 against my fellow GOP contenders, and 3 really to put Minnesota on the national map. So the national Republican entities understand that Minnesota is there for the taking, and I think I'm the right candidate to turn Minnesota red.
Your website is tomweiler.com. That's Weiler, Tomweiler, tomweiler.com. It's pretty easy to remember. How has fundraising gone thus far?
Tom Weiler 2026.com.
Oh, really? Because I looked up Tom Weiler and I got it. So it's the old one. Okay, tomweiler2026.com. Tom Weiler, 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 tomweiler2026.com. How is fundraising going?
It's been a struggle, honestly, Hugh. I got into this race in the middle of this quarter, so I took some risk on that, but I really wanted to get out there at the Minnesota State Fair and in the late summer area or late summer timeframe in Minnesota. And it was great to engage with a lot of Minnesotans, spoke with a lot of them, and they emphasized that their top 3 issues, once again, are safety and security, economic prosperity, and government accountability. So on that angle, it's definitely a good idea to jump in the race early and join Minnesotans at the State Fair. And I'm really trying to put on a big final push. Today's the last day of the quarter, and we're asking for $25. Tell 10 folks and build a crew of 50,000 strong here.
Okay, so I see that. Hashtag $25 to 10 for 50K. Let me ask you this. What did you follow the Hegseth and Trump speeches to the uniformed military general officers and admirals today?
I just got a snip of that, Hugh, on my way into some other work I'm doing. But it looked like it was more of an all hands call. So I don't think it was, some of the media was making it, I think, into something more than it was. But yeah, it looked like an all hands call from at least what Secretary Hegseth had to say. Unfortunately, I was not able to watch what President Trump had to say.
Yeah, I think it was just an all hands call. And by that, I mean, I think he just wanted to make sure that everyone heard the same message about the ability to fight wars and war fighting standards and how the military's got to get back to lethality as number 1. Any objection that you can imagine that's legit? I've seen some Democratic talking points, but they're nonsense.
No, absolutely not. It's a complex world we're in right now, and there's a lot of change, and rightfully so. I give a lot of credit to both Secretary Hegseth and President Trump for trying to make those changes, i.e. bring peace to the Middle East, bring peace to Ukraine, make sure China is not taking advantage of us. So with all that, those complex situations going on around the world, I think it absolutely makes sense to get your leading generals and admirals and their top senior enlisted advisors in a face-to-face conversation to make sure everyone's on the same page and when we have a synchronized message. And stressing war fighting comes first. I mean, that's what the military is here for. And as someone who drove sort of the apex weapon of the United States military, our fast attack submarines, it's good that senior leadership is in sync when we face these complex issues across the world.
Now, going back to Minnesota, Tom Weiler, and again, TomWeiler2026.com. Give him 25, give him 50, give him 1,000. I don't know. What's the limit on a contribution, Tom?
Well, Hugh, I'm sure you can go up to 7,000. So I appreciate everyone who's looking to give me 7,000. But yeah, anywhere from 25 to 7,000, any and all is much appreciated.
All right, TomWeiler2026.com. When you were at the fair, what did people want to talk to you about if they wanted to talk about politics at all?
We had a tragic summer in Minnesota, to be perfectly frank. Melissa Hortman was actually a classmate of mine at the Harvard Kennedy School, and that was a tragic start to the summer. And then we had, of course, a tragic end of the summer or beginning of the school year with the absolute tragedy at Annunciation. So that was on people's minds clearly, and that's why safety and security is number one, I think, in the eyes of Minnesotans. And I actually, one of the bills that I intend to introduce my first day on the Senate is a Protect Our Kids bill, which basically lays out having one armed security guard at every K through 12 school in Minnesota and across the country, and it explains that that is very affordable and an option that protects our kids today, not in 12 months, not after a couple more studies. It protects our kids starting today.
Does anyone object to that? I mean, you might get some very far left progressives who don't like guns, but who objects to protecting kids?
It's weird. No one seems to object to it, but no one takes action. And that leads me sort of to another point. I'm running for the U.S. Senate, specifically here in Minnesota. I feel like we have professional politicians representing our state right now on the national level instead of problem solvers. So to me, this is clearly a problem. I have two young kids. I want to try to solve this problem. As an engineer, a submariner, as a DARPA engineer, I've solved a lot of problems in my life, and I hope to bring that problem-solving spirit to the Senate. And to me, this is one of those that, like you said, Hugh, almost everyone agrees on it. So let's take action and get it done. As we're facing this government shutdown, this $1 trillion that we're going to spend to pay interest on our national debt this year, that could pay for one armed security guard at every K through 12 school across the country for 150 years. That's some of the financial context we're talking about here.
Common sense from Minnesota. It's been long overdue. I hope it happens come November 2026. Tom Weiler, 2026.com. Go and contribute today. It's the last day of the quarter for raising money. Tom Weiler, 2026.com. Thank you, Commander. I'll talk to you again soon. Thank you for joining us today.